So I'm running on all DB this year because I don't have a meal plan because I like the RA stuff. It's like a really weird thing.
So for those of you guys who are here for 5G Throwdown, if you're first year, 5G Throwdown is over there with Enrique. So if you want to check in right before.
Just make sure you don't talk, otherwise you'll hear.
All right. I'd like to thank everyone for coming into the very first General Assembly of the GA for the 2013-2014 year of the Husc Ga, Hamline Undergraduate Student Congress. This is actually a lot of new faces. I like seeing this. This is awesome. That's probably the most people that have been in this house in a very long time. And, well, we're just really excited for everyone to be here. In the past, we haven't always had a lot of people involved in Husc Ga. This year, we've been working extremely hard to change that. And hopefully many of you will stick around for longer than just for your 5 cents go down to that place. So with that being said, let's get to work. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Lucas Dolan.
Here.
T. Corbin Conlon.
Present.
Stephen Lutz. Here. Nico Taylor is here. Alex Blisco.
Here.
Jeremiah Sukpo.
Here.
Jane Pereira.
Here.
Rachel Marzon.
Here.
Melissa Heim.
Here.
Greg Bueno. Kyle Kwame.
Here.
Kimberly Tran.
Here.
Nathan Rock.
Here.
Dan Molitor.
Here.
Miranda Glassel. Miranda. Victoria Varsai.
Here, and it's Marassi.
Barassi. Apologize. And Liz Casperson.
Here.
Yes.
Executive board reports. This is normally the section of the meeting where all the executive board members are required to essentially talk about what they've been doing over the course of the last week. So with that being said, President Lucas.
So being that it's our first meeting today, and being that a lot of you here probably have never been to a GA before, we're just going to spend a little bit of time, each person that goes up, and introduce ourselves, what our role is, and talk a little bit about what it is that we do. So my name is Lucas Dolan. I'm president of the Hamline Undergraduate Student Congress. So I'll just talk very briefly about what we do, what my role is, and then some of the things I've been working on over the summer. So as you can see on the screen here, we have your voice represented. So the primary role of Husc and our most important duty is to be the voice of the students, to voice student concerns to the administration, and that's a duty that we're trying to live up to a lot more this year. Some of our other roles are we are in charge with chartering and funding a lot of the student organizations on campus, and then we also have a budget that we put towards capital improvements, and Jeremiah will talk a little bit about that this week. But as for me over the summer, a lot of my role was to prepare for this year, make sure all of the executive board had the resources that they needed to get prepared for this year. So we had a training session in late June. We had another training session with the other members of the Student Activities Leadership Team in August. We actually had one of our executive board members step down from their position, so we had to hire a new person. Her name is Melissa Heim right here, and she'll be coming forward later in the meeting to be confirmed because appointments to the executive board have to be confirmed by the General Assembly in order to be official. Also, I've been meeting over the summer with the members of administration. One thing we want to do is reform. We have another fund that goes towards students attending conferences, and we're trying to reform that in light of the new university travel policy and in light of a much higher demand for those type of requests. Also, I've been meeting with members of administration, including President Hansen last Wednesday, and we're just really trying to start a discussion about the student's role in campus government and making sure that there's more of a student voice in the various decision-making bodies on campus. Other than that, we also, Corbin, Rachel, and I were involved in a discussion that led to us having a new logo. Rachel will probably talk more about that. But other than that, that's about it for me, so I'll turn it over to the next person. Corbin.
I'm the Vice President of Husc. My major responsibility is essentially chairing exactly this meeting. Other than that, I act as kind of a sounding board / advisor to the President, and occasionally I like to stop by and drop into any one of our other various chairs committees. Other than that, I also sit on the Academic Affairs Committee, so if anyone has any particular interest in talking about how some of the classes are structured, issues in the classroom in general, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to bring that to the committee that represents those issues. Next up is the Political Affairs Chair, Ms. Ahaya.
Hi guys, I've been looking at elections a lot because they are next week, 15th through the 17th. We need all first years, 2 juniors and 3 seniors. Applications are due Sunday. You can put them in the Husc office. You can find them. Anderson Center, the front desk, the Student Activities Involvement Center, and if someone's in the Husc office, you would come to get from me. We need all representatives to sign up for the help desk for elections for tabling. I will email you the drive for those of you that are representatives now. All of you should really apply. It's voted on student-wide, so your voice can be heard. All of you from student orgs. I need all of your student org constitutions. We misplaced them and we do not get them. I've been receiving a lot, but if any of you are from them, make sure to speak with your president. And my office hours are Tuesdays from 3 to 6.
Rico Taylor.
Hello everyone, my name is Nico Taylor. I'm the secretary for Husc. This year, one of the new things I'm creating is a committee of secretaries. So basically what I plan on doing is having representatives from Husc to go to different committee meetings and take minutes. Basically, I want to have a record of every meeting that we have on campus so that we have it archived in the future. Some things I've been working on is organizing in the Husc office. I also attended the all-student workshop that happened this past weekend and got a lot of feedback. One of the things I also will be doing is sending the minutes to every president of every chartered Husc organization. And then I'll also be at the student organization fair, which is also FISA Throwdown. Today at 4 p.m. You can also pick up applications if you're interested in running for office at the student org fair. So that's on there.
And we'll have 3 water bottles.
And there will be 3 water bottles, and they look like this. So those are my reports.
Treasurer Stephen Lutz.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Lutz. I'm the treasurer. Some of the things that I do, I'm in charge of the student org budgets, as well as all the executive accounts. I attend the economic affairs meetings and I play a role in the budgeting process at the end of the year. And I reimburse organizations and pay vendors. Some of the things I've been up to lately, I attended the student org workshop that was a few days ago, and I created a treasurer handbook brochure for it. If anyone needs more of those, they'll be at the org fair today. You might notice the Google Doc budget for student orgs online. It should be posted to the Husc website pretty soon. And I switched the privacy setting on that so that anyone with a Hamline email can view that. And another new addition to this year, I'm getting a mailbox set up in the Student Involvement Center so that people don't have to slide paperwork under the Husc office door, so it's just a little bit better system.
Next, the Economic Affairs Chair, Gregorio Bueno.
This is Gregory, but it's Greg or Gregorio. I'm the Economic Affairs Committee Chair. Yeah, my committee is in charge of giving out, well, I work really close with Stephen, because we are the ones who take care of we're like the banking system of Husc. And what I've been up to as of lately, I attended the Student Activities Leadership Training back a couple of weeks ago. I've also been working on improving some of the forms that we have for the students to apply. And yeah, I don't know, just a little nervous, but
Student Organization Chair, Jenny Petty.
Hi guys, my name is Jenny. I'm the Student Organization Committee Chair, and basically I oversee all orgs on campus, specifically charter orgs, but I also work with non-charter orgs. And I'm just here to help out any org that needs help or help them out in becoming a better org. Some things I've been up to this weekend, it was a student organization leadership workshop. So I was there and I got a lot of great feedback on what to do. So I have created a Google Calendar and a Google spreadsheet for contacts of all orgs, so you guys can be able to work together. And on the Google Calendar, I'll be posting events on all events going out, all events org related on that calendar, and it will be open to anybody that has a Hamline email account. So if you ever want something to do, go look in there. Also, I've been working on contacting the advocacy orgs, and we need to meet by the end of this month before to elect an advocacy representative. So if you're interested in becoming an advocacy rep, please let me know. Also, any representative that is here today, please come down to me and give me your contact information, because you will also be in my committee, just so we can have a tab on all orgs and what they're up to. So I'm not overseeing like 100 orgs. So that's it.
Chair of the Board of Elected Representatives, Jeremiah Software. Hello everyone, my name is Jeremiah, as it says out there. My last name is Osokwa. There is no O after the K. So it's about me a little bit. I'll give you a little fact. I'm originally from Nigeria. Something about me, if you want to check on the website, you can find information about every single executive board member on there if you also want to look at that. What my position entails is basically I chair the board, which includes first year, sophomore, junior, and senior reps, as well as an athletic representative, as well as two at-large representatives, an RHA rep, and one advocacy rep, and a few other different people. So if you are one of those people, you're going to be in my committee, which we'll meet later on after elections. If you're elected, I'll talk to you. If you want to also get involved in other different things similar to this and you do not get a position, you can also always go a different route by being a representative of the dorm that you live in. So there's a Heights representative, there's a Drew representative, there's a Manor representative, there's a Soren representative. That's if you do not get the positions that you're running for a class rep, just to let you know. And one thing that I've been up to so far over the summer is making sure that I prepare a portfolio for you guys that you will have basically to bring to your committee meetings, as well as to BER and also to the General Assembly. This will entail having the Constitution inside of it, having the bylaws inside of it, having a few other different things, contact information for the rest of your reps, as well as different things that you will need throughout the entire year. That's what my position entails, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.
The Drew representative, the Heights representative, the Soren, the Manor, they all happen the same time the representatives happen, and it's the same application form.
And you can run for multiple positions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Public Relations Chair Rachel Marzon.
I'm going to ask for space. Thank you. All right, I know this is a lot we're throwing at you guys. Some of you are here because you're genuinely interested in representative government stuff. Awesome, you'll like the rest of the meeting. Some of you are here for a free mug. Some of you are here because you just want some throwdown points. I'm here to reach out to all of you. I'm the Public Relations Chair. Basically, I'm the marketing branch. I'm the one that communicates what Husc is doing to students. I'm the one who tries to get people involved, let you guys know what's going on campus. If Husc is doing something that you don't know about, I'm the one you come talk to. I like to hear what I'm doing, and if people don't like or do like what I'm doing. So things like the mug today, the bottles, those are put out by me. Posters you may have seen on campus, that's me as well. I have a committee who helps me with things like that, or will be. Currently I'm doing it by myself. So that's that kind of stuff that I'm doing. And so to give some more updates along the lines of that is this year's, my notes went away, give me a second. This year's Executive Board has selected our new logo, as you can see, the Hamline Undergraduate Student Congress there in Husc. It represents our renewal as an organization on campus. We're trying to better represent the student voices here. And so this is just kind of our goal, representing to open up those communication lines between Husc and students and administration, and just all around bettering that on campus. As you can also see today, in case you haven't gotten one, there are free mugs and hot beverages available in the back for all attendees. Just as to kind of thank you for coming today. Husc likes your attendance, we like your feedback, we like your support. And just to encourage you to come back, keep bringing your mug, keep getting free coffee and things like that. So this is a really busy week for Husc. We have a lot of events going on. So just bear with me. I'm going to go through a bunch that we have going on. And I know it's a lot of information to take in. So I also have handouts. At the end, if you want, you can feel free to take one. It has a free mug coupon, which you've already got today, that you can give to a friend. But on the back has just a bunch of our information, where, when, all that stuff. So basically this week, we have the org fair today. It's not ours, but we also attend it. So you have more follow-up questions that you can't ask at today's meeting. You can find us at the org fair. There will also be applications, as Alyssa talked about. So that's 4 to 6 in Old Main Manor, or the Old Main Mall area. And so, yeah, we'll be there and we'll be giving away these free bottles there today as well. You have to do nothing but stop by and take one. So this Thursday, we also have the Husc Barbecue. It's during Convo Hour, which is about relatively 11:20 to 12:30. It's by the Heights Quad. And so everyone's welcome to join us for music, free food, talk to elected representative. If you're interested in being one, this is a great time to ask questions. Also get application forms, things like that, because application deadlines are Sunday, the 15th. So yeah, so just a great chance to stop by. There are burgers, hot dogs, people who like meat, for those who choose to not eat meat. There's also veggie burgers, fruit, salad, things like that. We're celebrating the Soren Game Room grand opening. Does anyone know where Soren is? All right, awesome. So most of you know where that is. There's a brand new game room in there that we are just opening this Friday. And so if people want to join us, we're doing a ribbon cutting ceremony at 3. Otherwise, there's a ping pong tournament, 3:30 to 7:30. And there's a bunch of free food. We have Little Caesars pizza, more fruit and veggies. I love fruit and veggies, so I'm going to keep pushing that. There's good food and bad food. And so that's all there. If people want to sign up, the Soren front desk, anytime that's open, you guys are welcome to go and sign up. You can also just come to the events. If you don't like ping pong, there's a bunch of other games. There's TVs, there's music, free food. Just come and show and support people who are doing the ping pong tournament. That's also in cooperation with the rec week that's happening this week. And again, Alyssa talked a lot about elections, but those are coming up fast. So for those of you interested in being a representative, those are due, the applications are due Sunday the 15th at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. So they're available in the Anderson front desk, the Husc office, the Student Involvement Center, and online at the husc.hamline.edu, or you can pick one up at the org office or at the org fair today. Elections will be the following Tuesday through Thursday, so the 17th through the 19th. And Alyssa can tell you more details if you have questions about that. Otherwise, there will be publications coming out shortly. And so, yeah, I know some people mentioned office hours. We are there at certain times of the week if people want to come talk to us. Personally, I'm there Wednesday, 12:30 to 3:30, but I don't expect you to remember that. So as you can see on the screen is our Facebook page. You can check any of our office hours on there, as well as our personal Hamline website. So, I know it's all information. If you want more information, come and find me afterward. I've got plenty of paper. So, there you go.
Thank you. And last but not least, the technology coordinator, Alex Kalisko.
Okay, as he stated, my name is Alex Kalisko. My name is incorrectly spelled right there. There's an S after the Y. But I'm the technology coordinator. I'm the administrator of the Husc website. I aid Rachel, the public relations chairman, to assure that we are visible online and through social media outlets. If any of you have been seeing the posts recently from the Husc webpage concerning Miranda Glassell's birthday, who's a representative, or any other posts that have been coming out this last week, that was me with the help of Rachel. And I'm also the liaison between administration and the student body for all things related to technology here at Hamline. This past summer, I put in a lot of hours, especially the last couple weeks, to try and optimize the website and boost upcoming events. So if you saw the website last year, check it out. There's a lot of things that are different. There's a lot of little things that are different, a lot of big things that are different, and it's just going to be, I'm going to be continually working to make the website better. And if you guys have seen, if you guys use the computers in the library, the homepage of Internet Explorer is the Husc website, so some people see it all the time. Check out the website. It's a lot different than last year. I have a lot more upcoming projects coming up this semester to make the website and other social medias more efficient. And with that, I'll let you guys know if there's anything really cool, exciting, awesome on the website, or that I want you guys to check out. And one last thing that I do is I have a seat on the Informational Technology Services Advisory Committee, ITSAC. I'm the only student representative on that committee, and my predecessors were supposed to be on the committee, but they haven't been, so I'm trying to take an active role on that committee, and our first meeting is on the 22nd, I believe, Monday the 22nd. So if there's anything crazy that's happening with technology, or anything that needs to be pushed out to the student body, you'll hear from me at GA on Tuesdays, or via social media outlets or the website. And one final thing, there will be an online living record of General Assemblies right here. So I'm going to be taping General Assemblies every week, and they'll be posted on our YouTube page. So if you guys want to know what happens at General Assemblies, or want to see what happened this past week, or you missed something, it'll be all online. So it's kind of a cool new feature. And I think that is it.
That ends the executive board reports. Next is something new. We've decided to add in administrative reports. This way you have direct ear essentially as to what a lot of the people, a lot of the bigger names that you will come to know and love who the administration are up to. So, first off is the Director of Student Activities as well as the Husc Advisor, Wendy Burns.
Come to know and love.
Come to know and love.
I hope. Love me and I'll bring you baked good. See, love you now. Good morning, everybody. My name is Wendy Burns. I'm the Director of Student Activities. I see quite a few familiar faces in the room. I hope that even on the days that they hold General Assembly that there aren't beautiful coffee mugs and free cookies in the back, that you still decide to come and show up, because this organization really is your voice on campus. As was mentioned by many of the exec board members, these are the students who oftentimes sit on committees that are university level committees that they're the only voice of the undergraduate student population. And so it's very helpful for them if they have the opportunity to hear from you about what's important to you, what needs to be on campus, but then also so you can tell them what it is you want to see on campus and what changes you'd like to have made. This is your student congress. This is your voice. So I hope to see all of you here on a regular basis and bring more people in. We should hopefully get to the point that this room isn't big enough for GA. I think that would be a wonderful problem, a wonderful challenge to have. In my role as advisor of a student organization, I have the wonderful ability to work with the exec board throughout the year on some of the day-to-day operations within the organization. I help them with some of the projects and programs and activities that they plan to do. I give them a little advice, and every so often I have to tap them on the shoulder and remind them that they're students first. I may be doing that a lot, probably. So that is my role here as the advisor of this organization. If you have any questions and you're not able to track down any of the exec board members, my office is in Anderson 319. I look forward to getting to know all of you a little bit better and seeing you involved and engaged in Student Congress. Alan?
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Alan. Stick around, the Dean of Students. I appreciate the opportunity to have a slot in the meeting, because otherwise I have to interrupt at some point in time and say everything. As a Dean of Students, I come to these meetings each week. I make it to almost all of them, and I really do. I add my agreement to what I heard Wendy say, and which I heard the exec board must be talking about it. I see Husc as the voice of students, and when the president or the executive group of the campus here asks me for input or ask me for people to be served on a committee, I come to this body. I work with the executive group, and I say we need some students to volunteer to be on this committee, or I want to know what's going on for students. And I report back often at the president staff meeting, kind of this is what I heard at Husc last week. This is what's on students' minds. This is what they're sharing in their open meetings. There are times when I'm going to bring to you, like this morning, some information that comes from the administration as a way for you as student leaders to share that information with your peers as well. So that's kind of my role. Wendy works with the group as their specific advisor, and I kind of come from the administrative side of just hearing what you're saying and trying to bring information to you as well. I meet with the president and vice president every week. I'm trying to remember what day that is now. It's on Fridays now, morning. But you have to like breakfast, 8 o'clock in the morning we meet. And you know, sometimes they bring with them some of you who have questions specifically for me or other things. You're welcome to attend. They give permission, I don't. So if you want to go, talk with them about coming to be a part of those meetings. Just a couple of things to let you know about that's going on that I think is important. One, we in the last couple of years have, this Dean of Students office and this body have split the cost for the Star Tribune newspapers. They were supposed to have started last week to be in the Anderson Center and GLC. I still don't know why they're not showing up. I'm following up on that, but you will start to see newspapers, and they're free for the student body in both of those places. That's part of a program we do together. A couple things from policy. You'll be hearing soon on Inside Hamline, and so you need to read Inside Hamline, that we have a smoking ban on this campus as far as smoking inside buildings. You have to be 25 feet away from this building. A couple of things regarding smoking. E-cigarettes will be considered same thing as tobacco, so they will not be permitted in rooms. They'll be not allowed, just like cigarettes were, as the cigarettes apply to it. There also is a committee that's being formed by the Risk Management Committee that will have students on it. We'll be asking for those representatives to the executive board pretty soon to be a task force to study the idea that Hamline become a smoke-free campus. That's been done on a number of campuses. We received a petition this last year from faculty, staff, and students asking the administration to explore this. So that'll be happening this year, this semester, and there will be students on it, so you know that. Another policy I think that's really important for you to know and understand is, I think Wendy must have mentioned this Sunday at the organizational meeting, is that we are in the process of having the final review done on a new travel policy that we began to enforce last year. I've already met with a couple students with some concerns about this. But any student that organization does travel during the day, like you drive to McAllister, you know, or you go to some conference here in town, or you fly to San Francisco or drive to Chicago, though there's a new policy in place that you need to have those trips approved, not to only get funding from student government and other places, but those have to be approved from the dean. That's specific, so if it's an academic program, that has to be approved by your dean of the College of Business or the College of CLA. If it's a co-op or a co-curricular activity, my office has to approve that. You must have an advisor to go on overnight trips with you, and that's a new part of this policy. And I know that's a snag. We're going to have to work through student government here to understand how we think about paying for that. Quite frankly, is our academic department's going to come up with that, or our clubs and organizations going to be held accountable? Is Wendy Burns going to have a special fund that can fund this? We don't have any of the answers to that part of the question, but the policy will be coming in place, and I'll be happy to talk with people who are planning their trips to conferences and so forth to talk about how we can make that work. We actually did this with almost every organization that traveled last spring. We made it through all the problems. Things worked out. And I think, we'll make it through any issues you have this year as well to make that happen. Just want you to know, though, that's happening. And then finally, the only thing else I would just say is tomorrow is 9/11. It's the day of remembrance and service nationally in this country because of the events that happened on 9/11. And I would also let you know that at 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the hub in Bush Center is the Veterans Organization on campus will be having kind of a welcome event for new veteran students, but you're welcome to attend as well. So just wanted to let you know that. And my office is in room 107 Bush Student Center if you want to stop by. Okay? Thanks.
Normally this is the portion where we have unfinished business. But since this is the first meeting, we have nothing hopefully left over as far as I know from the previous year. So we move straight on to new business. The only bit of new business is the confirmation vote for the new political affairs chair, Melissa Hyde. Would you like to talk about?
So this is kind of my role of, corporate and I together, but I as president have the authority to appoint Alyssa as the PAC chair, and then she has to be approved by a vote of the General Assembly, which is everyone who is a Husc representative around the Husc roll call by a 2/3 majority. So at this point, I'd just like to say that I'm really pleased with the work that Alyssa has done so far as the acting PAC chair. Right from the day she started, she's been getting things done, hit the ground running, and so I'm really proud to put her forward for approval today.
So this will be a 2/3 majority vote. We can bring it forward, please. All right, I will need everyone to answer either yea or nay, or preferably with actually with hands. It's easy to count.
Lucas Dolan,
Yes.
T. Corbin Conlon,
Yes.
Stephen Lutz,
Yes.
I'm a yes, Alex Kalisko,
Yes.
Jeremiah Sokko,
Yes.
Gina Paradia,
Yes.
Rachel Marzon, Roy Bueno.
He left. So it doesn't count.
All right. Kyle Kwame,
Yes.
Kimberly Tran,
Yes.
Nathan Rock,
Yes.
Dan Molitor,
Yes.
Victoria Barassi, Liz Casperson.
Yes.
All right, congratulations on the high for being with political affairs.
I need
Now you got it. The last bit, and this is the most important part for people who aren't necessarily on the executive board part of us. This is the open forum. This is the part where we really want to hear from you. What do you want to tell us, talk about, what you want to talk about here, so that we can make sure that this is at least one major forum in which everyone here can bring something forward to the executive board, something forward to GA, and more importantly, so we can bring it forward to the people who need to hear their complaints, their concerns, their questions. So with that being said, does anyone have any discussion points they'd like to begin with right away?
I just have a turn in front of me. I know there's a lot of first years here. Just so you guys know, the first year representative is open for you for first years, and you basically represent your class. So if you hear things around in your class that you weren't bringing up to the board. That is an opportunity and position as you as the first year representative to go up and meet with us and say, this is a problem that our class wants to address. So encourage you all to apply. It's going to be great. You'll have fun, I promise. It's not as boring as it
And then you have, if you live on campus, there's but in order to be a member of the class, you have to be on roll call, yes, but you're basically our constituent, so you can come, you can make your opinion, you can do all of that. But to be on roll call, I don't, that's how what I consider a member, but
Technically, every student, every undergraduate student at Hamline is a member of Husc, and on a lot of the votes has a vote, but there are certain votes where only the representatives can vote on. So,
I have a question for the dean students. Can you just clarify what the advisor would do for the student organizations?
There are certain forms that will be part of this policy. Most of this is around a risk management strategy, so what we need to know, what we haven't always had, is knowledge about a student organization being anywhere. You know, they've taken off or whatever. I don't know who's on the trip. I don't know how to get a hold of them. There's an emergency. So this person would make sure, working with the student leader of that group, that these forms would be filled out, basically giving us the itinerary, where they're going, when they're going, why they're going, who's on the trip, where are emergency contacts, and then that person would accompany that group on their trip. And it would be up to that advisor to work with leadership group about, you know, what expectations they have. There are certain, you'll be subject to the same rules and policies of the university on your trip as you would here on campus. But mostly it's to make sure that this information is gathered, shared, and they accompany you on the trip as an emergency contact and person to be there with students should there be something that happened. Some of them are going to participate perhaps in the conference. They're going to be actively going to sessions just with you and everything else. Other times that role might be different. And so it's really, that part I leave up to them working with you as an organization to determine that role. But the other part is to make sure all the forms are filled in, that they accompany you and they're with you to and from and throughout that trip.
It's really helpful just in case, and you always have to keep in mind and plan for the unexpected, but just in case on that rare instance something happens that the group didn't plan on. It's helpful and I think sometimes reassuring for the students involved in knowing that there's university faculty or staff member there who can just kind of handle it. A couple of years ago, this was probably actually a few years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, our Habitat for Humanity group had a spring break service learning trip where they went down to Florida to build houses, to work with building houses with that organization. And while they were there, a tropical storm hit. So they had to make some last minute plans, changes in housing, changes in airline tickets. They ended up having to stay a few extra days. And luckily they had a staff member there who had a university credit card where they didn't have to stress about, oh crap, we don't have any more money, or none of us have space on our credit card that can handle buying 7 or 12 last minute plane tickets to get back to the Twin Cities. They didn't have to worry about that because there was a staff member there who was already able to take care of all of that. And so really having a faculty or staff member there takes the stress off of the students who are attending the conference or attending the activity and put some of it on us. But it allows you to really go and enjoy what you're going there for and to not be worried about some of the other logistical things that go on.
We're following a model that's pretty similar to those organizations when they study abroad, when they take J-term trips. There's always a faculty member and a colleague that goes with them on a trip, and we're really following that model of the very things that when you're talking about we've experienced in study abroad when there's been an emergency or an injury or something where, you know, there is somebody there to kind of work with students to make sure they're taking care of when things happen. So it's not a control thing. It's really much more about making sure that we're safe and that we are assisting students in having a better experience.
Any other questions? So I kind of heard there was a new logo and there was a renewal of Husc. What was Husc like before this? Like, were you guys trying to reinvigorate it? Was there just like complete changing?
lot of stuff, but it may not have necessarily been communicated to the greater student body. What all of Husc was doing, the positive, I think maybe sometimes negative was all that was portrayed in to people, not necessarily all the other things Husc was doing. So trying to get away from that and just really say that, you know, Husc is doing some good stuff, help us do the good stuff, you know, help us help you type of thing, like we represent the student voice. So it kind of that sense of renewal and rebirth and just looking forward, brighter future kind of thing.
I guess. So I guess I can speak to it. I've been on the executive board the last 2 years before this, and there's been a lot of changes and there's been a lot of ups and downs. But when I started off, there was a period where like 3 of the members of the board had been fired or like had quit, and turnover has been a problem from year to year. A lot of things get lost in the transition, and so a lot of circumstances have conspired together to just create a situation where we're just kind of struggling to keep our head above water. And I think now, over the last 2 years, we've sort of built up to a point where we can now be a highly functioning organization again, try and achieve some things beyond just the bare minimum of keeping our organization going, keeping like funding to orgs and things like that. So now we're really trying to reach out and achieve more than that.
And also from my point of view as the BER chair, making sure, because in previous years, representatives, although they came with different capital improvements and they had different ideas of what different changes they would like to see around campus, they weren't representing their class to the best of their ability. They weren't holding their constituent meetings every month. They weren't doing any of the different things like that. So one of the different changes this year that you probably see is that as a representative, you will have to hold a meeting with your class with the rest of your other 2 reps, because there are 3 reps in each class basically. So you have to do different things like that, because you are the representative for your entire 500 and something students in your specific class. You're representing their voice as well as the sophomores, juniors, and seniors are representing their classes also. That would be exactly your concerns, your voice is represented. Those students will come to you for concerns, and then you will bring it to BER saying like, hey, here's what I'm doing for the students. They would like to see this on campus. For example, what Cody put out there, the Piper Grill not being not open for lunch. That would be something that a student might mention to you, and then during your next BER meeting, you might bring that saying like, hey, A, B, and C mentioned this to me. Is there anything that we can be able to do to solve it? Is there anything that we can be able to do to foster a discussion or to foster some sort of way of fixing it or to talk about it that way we can be able to better students' life on campus? Other questions?
What is the time commitment if we were to be a first-year student who was elected to be an official?
I can answer that. So you have your attendant required GA have every Tuesdays from 11:30 to 12:30, and then you have to be in the BER committee, which is Jeremiah. I think that lasts between 2 hours a week. Usually on Thursday nights. I think that's what he was kind of talking about. And then you also have to be on a committee with either political affairs, social organization, PRC, and EAC.
EAC is the economic affairs, so dealing with economic funding for the charter boards, and the public relations committee is advertising events, getting Husc word out there.
And that's 1 hour a week. So you basically have about 4 hours a week where you're going to be in meetings.
And none of them would conflict with any of our scheduled classes. It'd all be after class hours.
Yep, and then we schedule around you, so we get your schedules, and then we find a time where everyone can meet, and then that's when we meet.
Okay.
We're students too, so we have to make sure.
This meeting is always at the center.
And no one has passed it this time.
Yes.
If we aren't sure that we want to be elected, but we want to be involved, are there volunteer opportunities?
You can come to the BER meetings whenever you want, so you can still come, voice your opinion, do things like that with Jeremiah. All of our meetings are open, so you can come to any of our meetings, sit down with us, talk with us, so you don't have to be representative, you can still come and talk with us.
Yeah, and you can definitely help me out with anything.
But like Lucas said earlier, technically every undergraduate student is a member of Husc. They may not be representative, but we want to hear from you. So GA, you're welcome to anything, any meeting that we have.
The only different perks is basically if you as a general member of Husc wants to have a specific thing done on campus, you would have to find your representative in order for that to be presented basically. So for example, let's say last year I was a representative for the sophomore class, and I was part of the one of the groups of people that built the game room in Soren. And if I wasn't a representative, I would have had to talk to a representative saying that, hey, here's my idea, what do you think? And that representative would have to support me in order for that project to be done. As a general member of Husc, you cannot propose an idea and do not have the backing of any representatives at all. You have to have a representative to support your idea or your vision that you have.
That's specifically for capital improvement projects. Other entities can propose.
We prefer if we go through a representative, that way it's a bit more.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, so I can show up at meetings and say, hey, what can I do?
It works.
Hi, Dan McKenzie. So I heard a mention of this advocacy board, that there's an open seat for it. You guys have any more information on that? I know that was just passed over very briefly about what that board does, the process of electing somebody to that board, things of that nature.
So basically, the advocacy representative will be representing all the advocacy orgs on campus. So if you identify as an advocacy org, we have a couple on campus.
What's an advocacy org?
Not the board. They represent.
I know the org.
It's
I know.
not a board,
What's
it's
an
a representative.
advocacy
So
org?
we've been working with, Jeremiah, you'll get on his committee because he has a meeting with all the representatives, but he'll also be working with me and helping me get in contact with all the advocacy orgs and what are their issues and concerns. You're basically representing all the advocacy orgs on campus.
What's an advocacy org?
That's what that's what I asked, so that people could know.
Okay, so a lot of multicultural orgs or advocacy orgs because they're advocating for something. Like Colleges for Cancer, that's the advocacy org because they're representing something in a cause, something, for students' benefits or just to create more awareness of something in the community.
Student orgs are like cause awareness to different social issues.
Cool. All right, thank you.
So do you votes for the new representatives do the current representatives or do our classmates?
Your classmates will be voting. Any other topics of discussion? The other thing that we're going to try to do for this year in specific is always to try to have a day's discussion or multiple discussions that are organized preemptively beforehand, much like how your professor will set up a discussion in the class shortly after the lecture, hopefully. So today's was actually brought forward by Stephen Muntz, and it's about the practical mapping of lunch.
I don't know, it was open last year at lunch and I just noticed that I didn't see it open this year and not everyone has a meal plan or wants to go into the actual cafeteria and get food for lunch. And if you don't have a meal plan, you're you don't have anything as an option anymore. So I just thought it'd be a good thing to bring forward and see what people thought about it.
Can you explain what the Piper Grill is for the people who weren't here last year?
The Piper Grill is right next to the cafeteria in the second floor of Anderson. It's that, I don't know how to describe it. It's connected to the cafeteria. It's like the fast food / pizza area. And it's not open for lunch anymore.
Are there any particular representatives that would like to bring this forth, perhaps to dining services?
I got it.
Dan Mosman's got it. Daniel, you're responsible for bringing that back to us next week.
See you then.
Cool.
Meredith is our new director, so probably comments.
And just to kind of put this into context, last year, at the beginning of the school year, the cafeteria was not open on Friday nights for dinner at all. And this was a huge issue that a lot of students were upset about, and different students voiced their concerns about it, and eventually the policies changed and that dinner was started to be served on Friday nights. So just because the schedule is one way now does not mean it change.
I just want to add something for all of you new folks. Dan is our representative, and because he's involved, he gets to go meet our authorities and go bring things forward and get to know new faces, and people then know him. And so when you're walking around campus, Wendy will know your name and she'll stop and talk to you, or President Hanson will know your name, something like that, where you have the opportunity to get involved and make a difference, and that's because he is one of our representatives.
Last bit is announcements. In the years past, we've allowed everyone to just kind of chat up and yell their announcements. That will not be continuous. That will not be the way we'll be doing this from this point forward. What I'd like to see is if you, well, one, if you'd like to get on the Husc mailing list, I'd like you to stop by and after the meeting is over, so that I can get your email, so we can put you on Husc mailing list. It'll also be the way that if you'd like for an announcement to be made at GA, then it will come up officially on the top. But anyways, seeing some of you know, a few announcements. Rachel, if you'd like to go over them.
Yeah, again, just pretty much just come see me if you want to remember all the information. But today, stop by the org fair, get a water bottle, come see us, talk to us. We have our barbecue during Condor Hour on Thursday. You can come in, talk to us. And then for the elections, whether you are wanting to be elected or just know that if you want to elect other people, that's going on next week, Tuesday through Thursday. If you want to be elected, applications are due this Sunday. And I have application forms today with me right now as well.
And if you are a representative, you need to talk to Alyssa Hahn about payment for elections.
ASAP.
Today after the meeting. We will come and find you. Yes? You have a question?
No, I was just adjusting myself. Perfect
So
comfort.
that being said, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I motion to adjourn.
Still working on the case. All right.
I'm going to follow
By hand. Good enough. Done today.
Come see me in 30 minutes.